What does the performing arts mean to you?
Thornton Wilder has a quote that's always really affected me, and it's that theater is unique in its opportunity to show us what it means to be human. Are we ready?
Connection, that is the goal of all great art.
Oh, yes!
As an artist, you want people to feel something: happiness, sadness, hope, despair.
Good work, Mr. Bell, you've done it again.
Whatever it may be, invoking an emotional response is key to connecting with your audience.
Just let me know.
In the world of theater, it's always right now. It's whatever is happening on stage with whosever words are being spoken, and the audience is different every night, and the players are different, and it's fresh and it's new, and there's nothing else like it. My name is Suzan Fete, and I'm Artistic Director at Renaissance Theaterworks.
Suzan Fete has taken her final bow after 33 years as the Artistic Director of Renaissance Theaterworks. She is one of 5 co-founders of the women-owned and operated theater, and the last to work at the company.
Now, looking back throughout your career, what is something that you are truly grateful for?
I am so grateful for being able to work in Milwaukee and having the opportunity to work with so many wonderful people and create theater for over 30 years. I mean, it's a dream come true, and I still can't believe it's really happened.
On this episode of The Arts Page, we look at the life and career of a defining leader in Milwaukee's performing arts community, Suzan Fete.
Really, I'm the luckiest girl in the world.
Suzan, born in Chicago, got her start in theater as an actor at 9 years old. In high school, she continued to pursue the performing arts, but when it came time for college, she attended the University of Illinois and chose a much different career path.
Nurse, intense about her theater career.
Oh
That's
my
a great
God.
headline.
Yeah, yeah. I went to college and studied nursing. I'd always been interested in the sciences, and I really wanted to make sure I always had a job. So my father was a jazz musician. So I was very versed in what it was like to live in a house where artists made all the money, and so consequently there was always money problems. And I thought, well, I'm going to be an artist, but I always want to make sure I can always have a steady income.
Suzan spent 20 years as an ICU nurse, working mostly part-time. Being a nurse gave her a perspective that has grounded her in her artistic journey.
The other thing that was cool about it is that you know what a real emergency is, and there are no real theater emergencies. So that can be kind of like, yeah, y'all don't know what a real emergency is. We're all just going to calm down and figure this out. So
Yeah, we'll get the set to work.
Right,
But at
right,
least
right, exactly.
You're handy if there is an emergency in the audience.
Yes, yeah.
Take care of the patrons.
Yeah.
After moving to Milwaukee, Suzan applied to graduate school for acting and discovered some harsh realities of the time.
UWM had a professional theater training program and learned that there were 16 places and only 2 were going to be taken by women. That was decided before the auditions happened.
So no matter what, no matter who showed up,
right, it didn't matter.
It was going to be
it was 2 women. And the explanation was we do a lot of Shakespeare. It hadn't occurred to me that the deck might be stacked. These are pictures from South Africa.
Suzan did not get accepted in that graduate program, but that didn't stop her from pursuing her dream. She took an acting class elsewhere and met other women facing the same issue.
In that class, I met Raylene McMillian, Jennifer Rupp, and Marie Kohler. We started talking, the 3 of us, about that there needed to be more opportunities for women, and what if we started our own theater company, because we were young and had no idea what that would entail, and wouldn't that be a great idea?
And they did just that. They founded Renaissance Theaterworks, a place for women in theater, by women in theater.
Shortly before that, we realized we really needed someone that had more hard skills, that knew how to create a budget and knew, how to create a reasonable timeline. And Raylene was good friends with Michelle Traban, who was arts administrator. So we roped her in, and that was how it started with the 5 of us.
In those early days, each of the women founders had to play many different parts.
I learned pretty quickly I was a much better director than I was an actor.
When you were directing, what was the first show where you were like, all right, this feels good?
Merry Wives. And I did that, and I kept thinking, well, I'm going to run out of ideas. And then I just didn't run out of ideas. So I started thinking, well, maybe this is what I'm supposed to do.
For her final show serving as artistic director at Renaissance Theaterworks, Suzan directed a production of Neil Simon's Barefoot in the Park, a show that she describes as challenging.
The hardest thing I've ever done was Barefoot in the Park.
Tell me why.
Because comedies are really hard. They're really hard, especially technical comedies. It has to be done exactly with the right time. So for it to land, I mean, you can, it would still be funny, but you hear the rhythm and you hear the way it's supposed to be. So it has to be, oh, I hope it's a woman delivering furniture, a woman slam, so, no, it's not, it's my mother. And so, but it has to be exactly in that order for the joke to sound the way Neil Simon meant it to sound.
So it was worth it to keep Barefoot in the Park as your icing on the cake as artistic director.
Yeah,
because
really
you had
was.
planned for that. What was it about Barefoot in the Park that you really wanted to cap your career with?
I love it, and I've always loved it. I remember watching the movie as a little girl, and the first time I watched it with my husband, we were like, oh my God, it's us.
And it paints a picture of a New York
Yeah.
that a lot of us have fun peeking into, kind of the Marvelous Mrs. Maisel kind of world.
Exactly,
And
right.
yet believable because of the cast of characters that are in New York.
Right. Okay, good.
Suzan leaves Renaissance Theaterworks at a high point. The theater company is thriving. They produce several high-quality shows and provide opportunities for women established in the performing arts and for those looking to get their start. Serving as artistic director for so many years has taught her a lot of lessons.
What are some of those lessons that you would share with theater companies now?
I would say there is no such thing as a surefire hit. It doesn't exist, or otherwise we would always do them. Cherish your audience. Do what you love. Have faith, because somehow it all works out.